Good afternoon. I asked you to come here today. We're going to talk about the incident on April 28, 2019, where Westchester Police responded to 4562 Windtree Drive, apartment 154. At that time, we discovered the murders of 59-year-old Gurpreet Singh, his wife, 62-year-old Parmajit Singh, Parmajit's sister, Armajit Kaur, 58 years of age, and Gurpreet's and Parmajit's daughter, 38-year-old Shailenderjeet Kaur. This heinous crime greatly impacted Westchester community and specifically the Sikh community. This has been a complex investigation with many hours invested from law enforcement agencies around the world. Today, the Westchester Police signed warrants for 4 counts of aggravated murder on Gurpreet Singh. His date of birth is June 9th of 1982. Gurpreet Singh was the husband of Shailenderjeet, the son-in-law of Gurpreet and Parmajit, and the nephew by marriage to Armajit. He was the initial 911 caller on the night of the homicides. At approximately 2 p.m., in cooperation with the exceptional service provided by the Branford, Connecticut Police Department, Gurpreet Singh was arrested without incident. He will be held in the New Haven County Jail until extradition occurs. The Sikh community has been incredibly helpful and forthcoming during this investigative process, providing leads and helped lead to this arrest. I want to thank the family members of the victims who have been understanding and patient throughout this painful ordeal. This investigation took many turns and involved many law enforcement agencies such as BCI, the FBI, the Fairfield Police Department, and many others. The Butler County Prosecutor's Office has been steadfast with their involvement and support from the beginning. Mr. K.D. Nair of the Consulate General of India's office was also extremely helpful when needed. I especially want to express gratitude to the Westchester community, allowing our officers the time and support necessary for successful investigation. This process is complex and takes time. Preserving the integrity of this case is crucial for the due process. The men and women of the Westchester Police Department showed true professionalism in their commitment to bring Gurpreet Singh to justice. Westchester is a safe community. This is due in large part to our residents that look out for one another, and they inspire us to always do our best. At this time, I'd like to turn this over to Butler County Prosecutor Mike Moser.
Thank you, Joel. I want to tell you all that it has been an honor of my office, my team, to support the chief and his staff, as well as all of those other agencies, including BCI, the FBI, and all the other agencies involved in this investigation, to bring us to the point where we are today. Without the industry, the work of the Westchester police officers involved in this investigation, I assure you we would not be standing here today. Still be a question mark in your minds. And while we are not time to discuss facts and details, you've heard that from during the pendency of cases, we do not discuss the facts of a case. You're going to have to live with that. But you probably do want to know certain things that will be going forward from. Obviously, the arrest will bring about a hearing in another state for the purposes of extradition. I want you to all understand that this case will eventually arrive at the Butler County Grand Jury. It is a case that my office, I and my staff, we will take this case to the jury, make no mistake about that. Some of you may wonder, well, would he be entitled to a preliminary hearing? There's a possibility that could occur, but I think it's more of a remote possibility if you're questioning that and want to know. I expect this case will be presented to the grand jury shortly, because there are time limitations within which a case must be presented to a grand jury or go forward with a preliminary hearing. This is not to exclude your opportunity to hear and see things, but it is an opportunity to avoid duplication of hearings. Frankly, in a case of this magnitude, I believe the best approach is to bring it directly to those that will be returning, maybe, an indictment, because contrary to popular misconceptions brought about by a number of TV commentators, uninformed about the actual process, the Butler County prosecutor does not dictate the terms or the result to grand juries on what the outcome of a case will be. Prosecutors and police officers present evidence to grand juries. It's often said, what will you be seeking with respect to a punishment? What the prosecutor seeks, as well as the police officers involved in this case, we will be seeking justice for the family and for society. That's what we will seek. With respect to punishment, with respect to an indictment, probable cause determinations are always the determination of a Butler County grand jury in Butler County and elsewhere, not dictated by a prosecutor. All of these cases are fact-driven. There will be the presentation of evidence. You are asking next, I'm sure, will you be seeking the death penalty? I want you to understand that prosecutors, while it's often asked what will you be seeking, it is the grand juries that make the determination. They're the ones that seek the answers from evidence presented by the authorities, as in this case. This is a death penalty case with respect to the possible specifications. When you are charged with killing more than 2 people, as in this case, 4 counts of aggravated murder, that can result in a specification, if the grand jury determines it, that can result in a specification making it death penalty eligible. So, with that in mind, be patient. There will be a day of reckoning with respect to this case. And I also want you to understand one thing. While we are here talking about this case and what our expectations are with respect to how it will go forward, remember that in all cases, a defendant is presumed innocent until proven by a jury or a judge, but by a jury, and not by the media, and not by pronouncements of prosecutors and law enforcement. And that's the process that we will all abide to. We respect it, and we will follow it. Thank you.
I want to thank Mr. Moser for those kind words about the police department. That would not be, have the support of the community and the leadership from the township that we do have with our township government and the support they give us every day and allow us to do our jobs, and as you see, the facilities we have to do these kind of investigations. So it's greatly appreciated, and I want to thank you for that. If you had some questions, we might be able to answer.
Can you say where the children are? Last I heard, I saw the children with him at the march in Westchester. Were they still with him?
The children they're safe right now. I don't want to give a location where they're and be taken right now.
Can you confirm an affair with a woman in Indianapolis or a land dispute in India?
No, I can't confirm those facts, no.
Are you able to give us any insight into a motive here at all?
No.
Can you shed some light, since it's been 2 months, on a little bit of the process because you obviously were around that night?
I can tell you that an investigation of this, it's easy for people to jump to conclusions and say, oh, this is the person that did it, but there is due process that takes place. There's evidence and rules of evidence that we have to follow, and to bring that case to trial takes a lot more than just saying we think it's this person, and that's definitely what took place here, is to make sure no stone was unturned here.
I think it's a good opportunity for me to add one thing that the press really needs to understand. Lawyers, prosecutors, defense attorneys are ethically prohibited from making public statements in advance of a trial that will have a material effect on the finding of guilt, and when that happens, justice is not served, and it happens to be an ethical violation. Now, frankly, I seldom see the Supreme Court getting too upset with prosecutors making pronouncements about the guilt of somebody with respect to a pending prosecution. That being said, in Butler County, we live by the rules, and that's a rule I follow, as you probably know, or if you don't now, you know it. So understand that is the reason why I am so reticent with respect to making pronouncements about what evidence is and the material effect it has on prosecution. Fair enough?
I think she asked about the process of the investigation, not her pronouncement of guilt. Can you speak at all to that process of investigating Mr. Singh?
you didn't have your hand in your mouth, I might be able to hear you better. Could you speak
I
up?
was speaking to the chief.
Well, nobody would know from what you are saying, so I need to hear it too, if you don't mind. I'm not a potted plant in this procedure, so if you could get your hand away from your face and speak loudly. What's your name, sir? What's your name? What's your name? What's your name?
Max Longford.
Enough said, thank you.
Can you speak a little bit about how the arrest went down, and did he go willingly? Did he put up a fight?
There was no incident that took place. There was without incident on the
Why
arrest.
were the warrants issued today? It's going directly to the grand jury. Why not just go on to grand jury today? Why were the warrants issued for the arrest today?
Today is the point where we felt the arrest. As soon as we felt we could make the arrest comfortably, that's the day we did it.
Was he getting ready to flee to India?
We have no indication of that.
It is curious too, why he was in Connecticut. Are you able to elaborate on that? Any connections you may have had there?
No, I can't elaborate.
Was there any, I don't know if you'll be able to speak to this, the weapon that we watched be recovered from the ponds behind the apartment, was that, do you believe, the murder weapon?
I won't comment on any evidence that we did collect or did not collect.
Are there any underlying charges or is it just aggravated murder?
At this time, we just have 4 aggravated murder charges.
Any other people of interest or suspects?
I wouldn't comment on that if I did have other people that we were looking at.
Is the community safe?
Westchester is very safe. We have no reason to believe that there's any threats to the community out there.
As far as the family of these victims and the outspoken about wanting an arrest and now finally having that, have you talked to them at all today, and have they said anything to you about just the relief of all of it?
Notification has been made to the family that an arrest was made, yes.
Do they have anything to worry about? I've had numerous conversations with family members, and one of the sons of Armajit, he said that he had to leave the Cincinnati area because he felt his life was in danger. What can you say to their safety?
That would be part of the investigation, and I would not reveal as far as what paths it's taken or what other involvements there are. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.